I can make my own intro song.
Do you have the music?
Yes, I do.
Is it recording?
You can right now. Go ahead. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. It's Amanda Rigby here on It's a Functional Life podcast. I'm so excited about my special guest today. I've been trying to get him on my podcast for years, but it was more so I didn't have a podcast for years. But I finally have him in my little studio. Nate Witkowski is in the house.
We're here.
This
is a great studio.
Thank you.
We have a nice little setup going on.
It's comfy, right?
I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you.
For someone that's just starting out podcasting.
It's gotta feel like home.
I'm impressed with the setup. You're a seasoned podcaster.
I like to look like it.
Well, you're playing the part.
Thank you.
You're definitely playing the part. Thanks for having me, though, Amanda.
I am so excited that you came to Bristol.
Yeah.
So today we're doing like a little food tour, because obviously I'm always posting a lot of food pictures, and Nate is always like, "What? How can I get me some of that?"
Yeah. We just went to one of those places.
Mm-hmm. We went
Beehive.
to the Beehive Cafe in Little Bristol, Rhode Island.
It was amazing.
Nice local food. Got some good sandwiches.
Yeah.
So
We have a couple other things set up, right?
Yep. We got a food tour today. But today I'm also taking advantage of our time to be able to talk about you and introduce you to my people.
Yeah.
And my world, because I really align with almost everything that you do that I know of. And I'm excited to share you with everybody.
Yeah.
So tell them a little about yourself.
Yeah.
Where are we coming from?
Yeah. So I'm coming from the Boston area.
Mm-hmm.
Right outside of Boston. Originally from Melrose. Went to school in that area. My whole family is from Melrose. Right now, live in Somerville. But I'm a Boston-based personal trainer and strength coach in the Boston area. So my main focus is mostly on helping younger athletes. So, athletes that are in high school or in college, with getting bigger, faster, stronger, not only in the gym, but also outside of the gym, and what it really takes in order to get to the next level.
I like it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's similar to the way that you approach nutrition. That it's a very holistic, like
right.
every aspect matters.
Love it.
I believe it's the same way for athletes of any level. Someone that's playing sports or someone that just enjoys doing a Spartan race. Those people are still athletes too.
Yep.
Just people need to just take more of a whole look at it mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
Get them to the next level. So
see why I brought him here?
Yeah.
Kind of speak the same language. So tell them a little bit about your experience as an athlete.
Yeah. So I went to Bentley University, graduated in 2014, and I played baseball there. As soon as I left, we got Haas over here. Wants to get after it.
My new crazy dog wants to be on the podcast, so we'll probably hear some little mumblings from him. Okay.
So left Bentley 2014, and when I left, kind of giving you my little background story of like my time. When I left Bentley, I got into just corporate America for a little bit, just a little stint in corporate America. Hated it. And just because I felt like I wasn't making an impact just on people, which is what I wanted to always do. I mean, essentially, my number one goal was to, like every baseball player would be to become a professional athlete.
Right.
That wasn't in the cards for me. So, but I know that I learned a lot through my athletic career. So I, wanted to be able to pass down the knowledge that I learned and my experiences through sports to younger athletes to help them.
That's awesome.
Reach their goals. So
yeah, right from the source.
Yeah.
Awesome. So corporate America, not your scene as well?
No.
Not in the cards?
No. It's not.
Sounds familiar.
it's
That's how we met, right?
It was.
Should we tell them?
Yeah, it was how we met.
Nate and I, well, if you guys know anything about me, you know that I'm always traveling and attending seminars on business building, life building, relationship building, just, trying to be a superhuman in all aspects of life. I think that's probably where we met, one of our first ones.
Yeah, it was
that
one.
I ever went to.
I
don't remember the actual day, but I just know that
I know
environment
the day. It was
no, you don't.
February 20.
Don't be weird. You're lying.
Just fine.
But it was in one of those environments, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, someone my age!"
Yeah,
because no one our
everyone
age
there was older.
no one our age thinks like that yet. Not many, and I think it's maybe because they haven't been hit with the reality of corporate America and maybe even like Social Security. Like those words are kind of bounce right off us in our 20s because they don't matter to us.
Right. But I think that's why we kind of vibe together. Like not only like what we're doing like business wise, but like also just the way that we think. Like we're thinking about like the long term.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand that what we do now. I think we were talking about this like early on in the day. Like people don't understand like what they do now is going to affect how they are 20, 30 years from now.
Right. Setting themselves up.
You probably tell this to a lot of your clients, like if you're just eating cheeseburgers and pizza and just treating your body terribly,
we're gonna eventually
you might
pay
not
for
feel it
right
the next day.
Mm-hmm.
You might feel bad, but you're not gonna really nothing's really gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But wait till you're 50 years old. So like I feel like the same way we felt that way with corporate America. Like we're young enough that we don't have those responsibilities.
Right.
Too,
we can
right
kind of jump around a little bit. Ideas, when you have an idea, we can chase it.
Right. Exactly. So.
But I also don't think that it's ever too late for someone to kind of follow that thing that is maybe always sitting in the back of their head. I am a big proponent for people who do have that mindset and they kind of have that thing that is sticking with them and they're like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't have time, or I'm not good at that yet, or I don't have that certification. I didn't go to school for that. I don't have enough money to open the building or whatever. But if it's something that really is like itching at you all the time, I'm a big proponent for having that corporate or 9-to-5 job meanwhile while you build something else in the other hours of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, honestly, that's how both of us started out.
Yep.
We didn't just graduate college with for most people debt
Right.
and then just start a business with no money. Like, so you need that right now money. I mean, I waitressed my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do what you have to do.
No, I know.
To get to the end, like we said, with that end mindset.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's like what Gary Vee says too. Like, you can have your 9-to-5, but what about your 6 to midnight?
Yeah. Like,
there's-
what are we doing in those hours?
Exactly.
And I think that's something that we are similar in the sense that we go home and we do something else.
Right.
And we're always building and working on other projects or just ourselves, whether it is time in the gym or like writing, reading. So I think we are very similar in that sense.
Definitely.
So one of the things that Nate has branded himself with is a big mindset piece incorporated into overall health and general health. But also he's kind of known for this morning routine. So Nate is a vlogger and a blogger and a social media guru. So if you follow him, you will see posts about this. And it's something that I would find myself opening his stories or seeing his Instagram posts and being like, shoot, I got to get on my game. Like he's just methodical in his routine. And I think that's really something that separates him from a lot of other people, not only our age, but I don't think age even matters at that point if you just outwork other people. And I think that's something that is really cool that you do. So what is your morning routine like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first off, I wake up early, like you said. So, I'm usually going to the gym. Try to get there. The latest would be like 5:30 in the morning. My gym opens at 5, the one that I go to. So, getting there at 5:30 is pretty good. Working out from anywhere between an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And once I do that, coming home, taking my vitamins in the morning, making some coffee, of course. And as of late, I've been incorporating some meditation into my morning routine as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I have a little like incense guy. I don't know if you've seen that guy on my Snapchat.
I have some oils diffusing over there right now.
There you go. It's just all about just setting
the scene. I feel like
like creating an environment where it will set you up for success for the day, and that's pretty much like how I use my morning routine. It's not so much of like I use it because like I want to wake up early or like be more productive or this or that. It's really like more of like a daily strategy. So like I use it as a strategy in the sense that when I do wake up in the morning, it's just it gets my body ready for the day, and it also gets my mind ready for the day. And so instead of just waking up and then just jumping right into just going to work or checking your email or checking your phone, I'm using that time to make myself better. Get my mind ready. So it's more of like a daily strategy.
Yeah. I love it. I'm really big on obviously creating, I don't know if comfortable is the word, but space that you can thrive in. I feel like I get really anxious if I'm in a situation that obviously I don't have control over. That would be my type A coming out, but that I feel I don't, like you said, I didn't give myself that hour or so to kind of get things set up for the day. Like if I don't miss an alarm because it just wakes me right up, but if I were to, I can't even imagine like how behind I would feel. And I really think like just kind of centering yourself, and like I said, just creating that space that you kind of have just with yourself in the morning or even any time of the day that you can.
Well, that's the thing. Like it doesn't have to be early in the morning, and that's why I like when people say like, how do you do it? How do you wake up so early? Why do you wake up so early? Like, or what are some ways that I am able to, incorporate some of the things that you do in my life when I don't wake up early? I tell them it doesn't matter. Like if you can find time after lunch, if you can find time when you get home from work, it's just setting aside some time for you to be with yourself, to, read something inspirational, read something that you like, write some journals down. Just, I don't know. It's just like something that just that can definitely help you get to the next level and kind of prioritize different things in your mind.
Who said that to us once? If you read like 10 pages a day, after a year, you've earned like X degree in something just by the amount of material you've read.
Well, you got to think too, like if you even only read 10 pages a day every single day,
that's so
like imagine how many books you would read in a year.
Yeah.
In 1 month, you would have
quick
read
math.
300. Yeah, I know, right? That was embarrassing.
I was struggling, so I was like, wait.
You would have read 300. So you would have read, how many days are in a year?
365.
365 days. You'd read 3,650 pages.
Right. And yeah, a
That's
good
a
book
lot
is
of
probably
that's
like
like a
almost
lot of
200. Yeah.
That's a lot of
It is.
books.
So, I mean, imagine if people just,
That's only 10 pages.
it really is. So breaking it down, because I think people also, again, with like I don't want to wake up earlier. I can't wake up any earlier than I possibly can. Break it down into like small, manageable, bite-sized things. And that really just coincides with what I tell my patients too. Like with a weight loss journey or any journey to health, like we can't think it's going to happen overnight. And the journey itself needs to be taken in those bite-sized, literal steps for them too. So I think it's the same thing. And that is definitely something that I incorporate with the treatment with them, because it's not just about food. Did I just say that? But really, you know what I mean? Like taking time for yourself. And I was saying this yesterday at the wellness fair that I was at. A woman was talking about how she didn't think that she could do XYZ because her family wouldn't be on board, and her family this and her family that. And I was like, let's back up here. I was like, who's the first person to put the mask on the airplane? You have to put it on, right? Like if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of the kid next to you if you don't have oxygen. So I'm like, let's just like slow down for a second. And I was like, I know we want to take care of everyone. That's a human nature thing to do. But I mean, health is really giving yourself that time. So I think that's a huge role in health in general. I love it. Awesome. So who's starting their new little routine? 10 pages a day. Imagine what you could like be an expert in.
Right?
You could study a whole new major. You could like learn Chinese or something. 10 pages. So. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at all the books.
You trying to read all my books?
No, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get ideas and
so
stuff.
we're looking at my bookshelf, which is literally caving in because my books are so heavy.
Well, talk about a place to creating an environment that you can thrive in. This little studio here, I think that's why I like it so much. You have quotes on the wall. You have a bookcase that is like a small library, like with all the stuff that you got in there. You have calendars, 2 calendars.
I like to write things out.
File cabinets.
Yeah.
A lot going on in here.
It's
But it's a great place to do work. That's why we're doing the podcast in here.
Right. This
A
is
little
the
dream
room.
board.
Yep. This is the thinking room. Yep.
It's awesome.
Good to have your goals in front of you.
Yeah.
Right?
At all times.
Yeah. So that's the environment I like to create. Okay. So something else I think is so important to mental health, which plays into eventually our physical well-being, is traveling. And I think that's kind of on both sides, either an underrated or an overlooked or ignored thing in our busy world. Everyone's too busy for anything, right? To add one more thing onto their plate. No one has money to travel. We don't have time to travel. So many excuses. But I think traveling in accordance to adding to someone's health is huge. And I bring that up because I know that you enjoy traveling and you've done your fair share of traveling. So I just wanted to talk about like places you've been, what the coolest thing there was, and why that kind of plays a role in how you see the world and overall health.
Yeah. No, I love traveling. I mean, it was my girlfriend who kind of got me into traveling because
girls.
Yeah, no, she was the one that that loved to travel. She studied abroad. She loved going places, and so she's kind of pushed that onto me, and I like that because it's like something that we get to share together as well. But I mean, traveling for me slows things down. So
I like that.
When I'm feeling the most stressed and like when I feel like everything is going like 700 million miles an hour, that's when I want to travel the most.
I feel the same way. I'm like, I need to go somewhere.
I just need to get out. Like I just need to be far away from here.
I totally feel that. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like to travel. I mean, I also like obviously just to experience new places, new people.
So what's the coolest place you've ever been?
I mean, it was like close to a year ago. I went to Thailand.
That is so cool. Those pictures.
which is actually a really funny story. I should have mentioned that when we were talking about like corporate America and stuff. So like,
Oh, I love this story. Listen up.
I was at my job in a sales job at a technology company in Boston, and I had enough with it. Wanted to do my own thing, start my entrepreneurial journey as quickly as I can. And I ended up setting a date that I was going to quit. So, which is a thing that I tell everyone like that wants to stop in corporate America and start doing their own thing. You have to set the date because you're just going to say, I'll do it this day. I'll do it this. I'll do it that. Same thing like if you're gonna start a diet, like you know what I mean, like
goals
people
with
always
dates
do that,
get
like
things done. Absolutely.
But like it always happens to me though. It's like I'm always like, I'll start on Monday. Nope, I'm not gonna start on Monday. Like you're gonna start right now. If you want to change something, but whatever. I digress. So yeah, I was in that job, set the date, booked my ticket to Thailand, and I was leaving on a Monday. So it was Friday.
The quitting day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I quit my job and I left for Thailand on that Monday.
So good.
And I didn't tell anyone that I worked with that I was going to Thailand. So it was kind of funny when I posted my first picture on Instagram.
Hey.
And it was like,
new office.
I'm in Thailand. Everyone's like, what?
You're like, you didn't show up this morning.
It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
It's a good way to go out.
Yeah. But I mean, back to traveling, like, I think that everyone should use it as a way to go and see new places and experience new things. But again, like using it as a way to step out of the everyday.
Yeah.
And go to a
I think it's
place.
healthy to take a mental break.
Yeah.
You know?
Whether
Go,
if it's
go.
like just like an hour away, like just change it up a little.
Like
bit.
we were talking about, we live semi near Cape Cod, and like I said, it's actually a perfect vacation spot because it's close enough that it doesn't like impede your lifestyle, but you can totally just take the hour drive and
it feels like you're in like a totally
you're in
different
an
place.
island. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely.
A good spot. I love it. Awesome. So what's the most fun thing you've done in 2017?
Most fun thing.
Were you in Thailand in 2017?
No, I was in there 2016. Yes.
Didn't that feel like yesterday?
Yes. It's ridiculous.
I remember when you went because, I mean, we've always like talked about not working and not being part of corporate America since we were like 17, 18. But all of a sudden I like log into Facebook and Nate's like, quit my job. I'm like, I think you told me about it, but like we always would talk like that.
Right.
So then it was real. And then he was in Thailand and I was like, what is happening? And like, obviously like no communication in Thailand. So I'm just like, what's happening right now? But I was so proud. I was like the proudest mom. I was like, oh my gosh, he did it. I was thrilled.
I was pumped about it.
I think I like probably like, I remember telling people who didn't know you, like, look at my friend, like, look what he did.
He quit
like,
and he went to Thailand.
I can't believe he really did it. Like, what a jump. It's so thrilling. I felt the thrill for you.
Thank you.
I know how it feels. But anyway, since that wasn't in 2017.
Most fun thing?
This year.
That's such a tough question.
Have you seen The Patriots yet?
I haven't done that many fun things, I guess. No.
I know. Like, maybe we gotta.
No, I really haven't. I don't.
Any good? I think the coolest thing is your brother.
My brother getting committed to BU is a pretty cool thing.
To play hockey.
Yeah. I mean, that's like
a long time.
But I
was gonna say,
I'm kind of like vicariously living through him.
Right. Little jealous, but
no, I'm very jealous.
Living the dream through it. Yeah.
But nah, it's just like it's so cool, like seeing. It's like now I get to get like the behind the scenes of like what really went down
and the process of becoming like.
Well, I mean,
a
it
pro
was just
athlete.
it's like so it's definitely eye opening for me, and like I've learned a lot about that whole college process, especially like at like an elite like D1 level like that. Like BU's the best Division I hockey school like
That's
in the
unreal.
country. Like that's where everyone wants to go. So to see how someone who was always, passed over or like didn't really get the attention that a lot of those Division I athletes get.
Mm-hmm. I heard he was an underdog for sure.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But just to see how he came, like how he got his way in there
because he fought. I've heard his story. He has a cool story. We'll have to maybe have him on the show one day. I wanted to bring him into the gym maybe for like a seminar one day. I was talking to your mom about it.
No, he would be great to talk to.
Because that journey,
athletes.
like, I mean, the weight he had to put on and lose, like he just wasn't a natural, like he has great natural talent, but like he works for it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
He put in so much more work. Yeah.
And it inspires me.
Yeah.
To like, I'm like, wow, like I can do anything. Right. Like if he's able, like,
and you got some good genes, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Your dad and mom are the coolest. That was part of in your bio. You should have said you have like the coolest family ever. How many of there are you?
They're cool. There's a bunch of us. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm the middle. First boy.
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah. So,
you're the older brother, but the baby brother for your sisters.
For my 2 sisters, yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was a point where I was the only boy, because my 2 older sisters, Sarah and Leah, were born. Then it was me, and then it was my younger sister Anna. Mm-hmm. And then I was the only boy at one point, and then my parents were like, we want more Nates. We'll get them 2 more boys. So that's the way it went.
I told my parents I don't know why they kept trying. They got it right the first time. My sisters are crazy. No, Nate has a great family. They're so much fun.
Yeah. They're awesome.
Good crew. So would you say, is Jake the highlight of your year?
Jake, I don't know if Jake's the highlight of my year.
We kind of went off that.
The highlight of my year was probably when I passed the certification for personal training.
Totally skipped that.
Yeah.
That was a huge process.
Yeah, I mean, just like, I was never really like a test taker. Like, my SATs were all right. When I was at school, I didn't really care for like taking tests or anything like that. So I was a little nervous for that test, and but I knew that it was like a requirement that I need to have in order to train people and get that credibility. So and I want to learn, I guess, like the fundamentals of what it means to be a coach and create programs and help people reach their fitness goals. So when I passed that, I was pretty jacked up. So that was probably my highlight. That was at the like midpoint of the summer. Mm-hmm. That was
and like I said, there's so much leading up to that too. It's not an easy test.
Yeah, there's like a lot of. I mean,
I'm surprised. Like,
no, you would have done really well because you're like a science person,
right?
I'm not a science person.
The average person who's like, cool, I might go into this, didn't necessarily have 7 years of science like I did.
Right.
It's the book even blows my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, they have to know that?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I guess, but it's heavy.
No, it is. Yeah, there are. Yeah.
So good for you. No, it's a great accomplishment. Duh. I don't know how I forgot about that. That was a big part of the year. Of course, that was the best part.
Yeah.
Because now all the doors that's opened is so great. Speaking of which, what are we thinking going forward? What's the plans for?
Yeah. So I mean, right now,
Witkowski.
Yeah.
2018.
We got a lot coming.
Here we go.
So I mean, right now, what I offer is in person and online and remote, one-on-one personal training. The way I run my programs are usually a 12-week program, but the package is not just a workout program,
right?
Like
because you're incorporating everything.
Like we said before, like I if I'm gonna work with someone, I'm not going to just help them reach just like their fitness goals. Like I want to help them.
You're more than a personal trainer. I don't think that title even gives you enough justice.
Right. More like lifestyle goals and like goals that are going to stick with them for the rest of their lives. So The way that my program is really set up, it's 12 weeks, like I said. Most of my workout splits are going to be in 4-week spans. So you're going to end up getting 3 different workouts over the 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But that first month is probably the most important month because that's really when we build the foundation
Right.
of like
And the
setting
habit
goals and
changing. Yeah.
and all the habit
creation,
changes.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, and then just from there, then we just, keep building and trying to stay accountable and, finding ways to make those habits stick.
Yep.
So then when the 12 weeks are over, you have them for the rest of your life.
So funny. Yesterday when I was doing the wellness event at a college, Sam kept saying the same thing to the people that would come up to us. He's like, we're the only health professionals that don't want to see you ever again. Like, medicine is constantly keeping people, don't get me started, but you know what I mean, keeping them sick, so that they have to keep coming back. Right. We want to teach them things that they can carry on forever and that we don't necessarily have to see them because we have a lot of people to get through. Right. And we have a lot of lives to change. So it's like, I want you to know everything that I can possibly give to you and feel comfortable going forward and not necessarily need me.
Right.
Because for us, like, I mean, I don't divulge into everything else that's out there, but like, it's not necessarily about money for us. Like, we're changing lives forever, like going forward and changing households and like kids, you know what I mean?
It's about impact.
And we just need to reach so many people.
Right.
So we have to give them something that they can live with forever and not have to call us every day.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
we're trying to go to Thailand once in a while too. So how can someone sign up for your program?
Yeah. So my website right now, mywarriorlifestyle.com. That's sort of like my brand. Like, that's what I try to help people create, their own warrior lifestyle.
Love it.
Essentially you can find out all about what the warrior lifestyle program is. I also run boot camps if you're ever in the Boston area. We just finished our outdoor boot camps this summer, but we're doing some indoor boot camps at some breweries in the area.
Breweries?
Yeah.
I'm all about that boot camp.
Yeah.
So how many beers can you have in like 5 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm the best dietitian in the world.
Yeah, it's all about balance, though.
Absolutely.
That's what you teach. That's what it is. So, so you can learn about the program there. You can... there's a ton of just free information, just like I said, from my blog post on there.
And that's mywarriorlifestyle.com.
Yes.
And then how about your social media?
My
What's
social
your handle?
medias. My biggest thing that I'm going heavy on, as you know, and as I say this, I'm going to turn on my camera. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up. So I do vlogs, I do motivational videos.
And by motivational videos, he means screaming at you in the car. I love them. They pump us up. Your mom's interpretation of it the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah. Girl. So I do those. So my YouTube channel is just Nate Witkowski. YouTube.com/Nate Witkowski. My Instagram is Nate_Wit24. That's also my Twitter, I think. And
so.
If you want to go on my Snapchat, that's just Nate Witkowski on Snapchat. I love Snapchat.
It's a lot of singing.
A lot of singing, a lot of...
That's the place where you'll start to feel like, crap, I got to get going. Because 5
heavy,
a.m. every day,
that's what it is.
Nate's on there.
A lot of heavy dubstep in the morning. So...
Put your phone on a little, like your first volume, the first.
Right.
Click all the way down. I make that mistake every day.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm like, holy, it's 5:30 and I have this loud, because you know how great sound comes through phones. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Every morning wakes me up.
Wake your ass up.
Get up. So, Nate Witt, I'll put that in the show notes so they'll be able to find you.
Cool.
But that was so much fun. I'm so glad we got to talk a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped.
I'm sure they're like, he sounds like everything you already say. And I'm like, well, that's why I brought him.
Right.
There are people out there that do think like us.
Well, that's why
we just got to unite with them.
Exactly.
Our circle.
Yeah. And we're just here to try and just conquer the world.
Right.
One
person at a time. Well, thank you guys for listening. And thank you, Nate, for being on the show today. I'm so excited.
Thank you, Amanda.
We have to go eat more things because that was the plan.
All right.
So we did good.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Make sure you check the notes below so you can follow Nate. And make sure you are subscribed so that we know when all this new stuff is coming out. All right. Talk soon.
Bye.